Sorry, I'm eating a bagel, but am I supposed to believe that Democrats are the party of preserving democracy while simultaneously doing away with a primary election in the state of Florida? Is that what we're being told right now? Just curious. And watch, there are going to be other states itching to do this now that Gen Z and millennials and younger voters are very much so against Joe Biden voting for him, based off of his record of supporting a genocide on Palestinians. Watch.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about the biggest threat to democracy in this country, which is the Democrat Party, okay, who is showing us once again how big of hypocrites they are when it comes to this conversation about democracy. Because once again, they're showing us that they don't really believe in democracy, something that I've been telling you guys for the longest time, that the last group of people in this country who should be talking about democracy are Democrats, okay? This is a fascist, authoritarian party that has tricked not so smart people in this country into thinking that Republicans are actually the fascists and the authoritarians who don't believe in democracy. But really, Democrats don't believe in democracy. And this story right here is exactly what I'm talking about, as Florida Democrats have planned to cancel the presidential primary. And that is enraging anti-Biden liberals, particularly people who are running against Joe Biden, like Dean Phillips and Chang Yeager and Marianne Williamson, who have been left off the ballot. Okay, so the Florida Democrat Party has decided that only Joe Biden will be on the ballot for the Democrats in the primaries. And that means that by default, Joe Biden is going to be the winner. And they are pissed off about this, okay? They are really, really, really upset about the fact that the Democrats essentially are rigging the primaries in favor of Joe Biden, which none of them should be surprised about. But hey, this is the world that we're living in. Take a look.
Hey everybody, what happened in Florida yesterday is a tragedy and a travesty. The Florida Democratic Party decided, just a handful of people, decided to disenfranchise millions of Democratic voters in Florida by saying we're not going to have a presidential primary. I'm running for president. There are others running for president as Democrats. And this is the kind of stuff that happens in Tehran, not in Tallahassee. We've got to do something about this. I've been a lifelong Democrat, you know that, supported our party since I was in my 20s, been a member of Congress for 3 terms, and was a member of House Democratic leadership. I've never seen something so absurd, so disenfranchising, and so suppressive of Democratic voters.
And this is definitely not about my naturalized citizen issue. This is about all 3 of us being excluded in a way that was absurd, ridiculous, counterproductive, done obviously in secret, obviously to help the incumbent Joe Biden, and needs to be reversed. So we have sent in a letter saying that they should include our names in the list that they are giving to the Secretary of State today. We'll of course see how that plays out, and we give them every opportunity to do the right thing, and we'd be thrilled if they did the right thing. And we believe in democracy. We believe in letting the Democratic voters decide. And the number one problem with what the Florida Democratic Party is doing is not how it affects me, Marianne, and Dean. It's how it affects the Florida Democratic voters. They are robbing them of their voice. They're saying that democracy is not important, that you should not participate in the process, and we don't care what you think. We don't care if you support the incumbent, don't support the incumbent, whether you want to do a vote for one of the other candidates that you find to be compelling, a candidate that is closer to your point of view, a candidate that you think has a better chance of winning, etc. We are just going to be authoritarian, and we're going to do this in the dark of night. And their excuses, of course, have been comical. And all 3 of us are perfectly aware of the rules in every other state. And we have asked repeatedly the state of Florida through our campaigns what the rules are here so that we could abide by them. They never returned our calls or our emails to any of the campaigns. And then the day before the deadline, they say, oh, by the way, we made this decision. Not only did we make this decision, we made it a month ago, but we never let any of you guys know. Come on. There's no way in the world to interpret that in any way other than bad intent.
Yeah, so you see now you heard that, okay? So it's not just the candidates that are upset. You also have some liberals, and they're upset as well, too, that the Democrats have shown that they're not very democratic. Take a look.
I also believe that Democrats are the party of preserving.
I'm just dying to hear y'all's excuse for this one. I'm just dying to hear y'all's excuse for this one. All y'all who were running your mouth in my comment section all week about how Democrats are the only thing standing between us and fascism and you democracy. How dare you say you don't want to vote for Biden? Democrats are here to protect. Well, then if Joe Biden is such a great choice, why not have the primary? Why not have the primary? I mean, what could it hurt? I'm just curious what the reasoning for this is. It's not like the primary is any danger to Biden, right? Like, it's not like at the end of the day, if he got enough votes, they wouldn't make him the Democrat nominee, right? So what's the harm? I'm just curious how this is preserving democracy, not giving people a choice on who they want to represent them. That's just interesting to me.
So when the party decides, we are going to do this, that's it. It's over.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it's enabled by, I mean, they have really pushed this idea that to save democracy, we have to end democracy, basically. Like, we can't afford to have democracy because we have to beat Donald Trump. And if we had a real primary process, that would be a disaster. And that's, of course, complete bullshit. And it's insane on its face. Like, to save democracy, we have to kill democracy. We can't have democracy. It's absurd. And it really reveals that they actually don't believe in democracy. They actually don't have faith in the people to be able to evaluate choices responsibly and come to a decision that they believe is in their best interest. It's really incredible to have it so brazen, especially when, I mean, at this point, like, Joe Biden is not in any real danger. You know, Marianne is, the last poll I saw had like Marianne at 8 and Dean Phillips at 4, and they didn't include Cenk in the poll, right? Joe Biden has a huge lead on them. What are they so terrified of that they have to use these incredibly heavy-handed authoritarian tactics?
They are afraid of anything getting a little bit of air and then spiraling out of control because they see the other polls where it's like 70% of the country doesn't want Joe Biden to run again. A majority of Democrats think he's too old to get another term. They see those polls and they're like, all right, let's take no chances whatsoever. That's the idea.
In spite of the polls that show him with a lead.
So God forbid in one of these early states you get a Marianne Williamson win or a Dean Phillips win or whatever, you know, they're flipping out and they don't want that to spiral out of control. So I think that's where it stems from. But look, I forget who said this, but I heard somebody make this argument recently. They're like, okay, you want to act like this? Just change the name of your party. The idea to call it the Democratic Party when you are explicitly being anti-democratic.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
You know what's also embarrassing? Mr. Kyle Kalinske, okay, who is a leftist commentator, right? He's a leftist influencer. It's the fact that you idiots decided to peddle the Democrat Party and their bullshit talking points about Trump being the biggest threat to democracy, despite the fact that you guys know the history of the DNC and the Democrat Party essentially overthrowing democracy in their own party, right? I mean, these are the people that were losing their minds over what Democrats, the DNC, allegedly did to Bernie Sanders in 2016 and in 2020. But yet you're surprised, you're acting all surprised that Democrats are doing it again in their own primary when you guys are the ones that were sounding the alarm on the fact that Democrats have a tendency to try to rig their own primaries. Now you want to act surprised that they essentially bamboozled and hoodwinked all the other Democrat candidates into not allowing them on the Florida ballot, right? Because what allegedly happened is that the deadline to actually submit a list of approved candidates is on Thursday, right? And Democrats, though, in Florida, they actually just submitted their candidates like November 1st, right? And they just submitted Joe Biden. So now they're like, oh, wait, it's too late, right? Even though the state deadline is like a month later, they submitted it a month earlier to make sure that any Democrat that was getting in the race later would not be able to be on the ballot, okay? Just flat out, just straight up, okay? Rigging the primary in that state. Because by state law, okay, if a party only signs off on one candidate for the primary ballot, that means that the contest is not held. So essentially that the whole primary is being canceled. Okay, it's already decided. Joe Biden has won Florida. Not a vote cast, by the way. Now, again, this is the party. This is the party of, oh, the Republicans are trying to suppress black people from voting. Democrats just suppressed a whole state full of black people from voting. Right? I'm just saying. Okay? I want you guys to understand. They just suppressed a whole state full of people from voting. But yet these are the same people who come out here and cry about voter suppression. And they just stopped the whole state full of people from voting in their own primary. These are the same people who want to go, Trump's going to overthrow democracy. Trump, he's going to be a dictator if he wins in 2024. He's not going to leave the White House. Elections won't be held. Right? This is what they've been saying on MSNBC. But yet Democrats literally are not holding elections in Florida. Again, Democrats project all of their own bullshit on everybody else. And it's a damn shame that there's so many people in this country that buy into this fucking nonsense, bruh. And look, I know people wonder, like, why are you so heated about it? I'm so heated because I'm sick and tired of the Democrat Party and their hypocrisy. They're everything that they accuse everybody else of being, but they do it in your fucking face, right? And then you got these idiots that still come out and vote for them and try to pretend like the alternative is so much worse. Well, Trump is such a big threat to democracy. He's a dictator. When Trump has not shown nearly the amount of authoritarian tendencies that the Democrat Party overtly shows. They're overtly showing you we are authoritarian. They censor speech online. They force experimental vaccines into your arms. They lock down the country, okay? These people literally cancel their own primaries, their own elections. This is what they do, okay? They ignore the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court says, you can't cancel student loan debt. Joe Biden tries to do it anyways, right? The Supreme Court says, hey, you got to lift the rent moratorium. Joe Biden says, screw you. I'm going to keep it implemented anyways, right? These people have shown time and time again that they don't care about democracy, that they are authoritarians, that they're this is a dictatorship, but yet you got these same people, these people, they come out here and they cape for a party that is doing the exact same thing that they claim they're so afraid of from Trump. You're so afraid that Trump is authoritarian, he's a fascist, he's a dictator. Even though, again, when Trump had the opportunity to show you I'm a dictator, okay, I am going to declare martial law. I am not leaving the White House. Okay, I will stay and I will be president of the United States for the rest of my life. If you want me out of office, you're gonna have to drag me out of office or you're gonna have to kill me. Trump didn't do it. He stepped down. He left. But here you have Democrats, Joe Biden, okay? They're basically canceling primaries. They're canceling elections. We're not holding no election in Florida. We're not going to do that, right? We're not going to have any debates, okay? We're not going to have any of that. They're doing it right in front of your face. And these same people that are boo-hoo-whining and crying about Trump being a threat to democracy are silent. Now, again, you got some of these influencers that act so shocked. We're shocked and surprised that Democrats are doing this. When Democrats have been doing this type of stuff for years. Literally years. And now you're acting shocked that they're doing it again? They do it every time they have a major primary. You guys are the ones that covered it. You brought it to the light. So that's what really frustrates me about this topic, right? Just how overtly anti-democratic Democrats have been for literally years. But all we hear is about how, Trump is the threat to democracy. No, the threat to democracy are the people that are screaming about Trump being the threat to democracy. They're projecting. They're quite literally projecting. And then Crystal Ball saying to act like, well, I'm surprised that Democrats are essentially being against democracy to save democracy. Why are you surprised? This is the same party that believes in racism to fix racism, right? That's what they believe in. They believe being overtly racist towards whites in order to fix racism. So why would they not believe in being anti-democratic in order to save democracy, right? Again, it's just, this is how Democrats roll. They're everything that they claim that their political enemy is, but much, much, much worse, right? They're much worse. So again, it's just so funny to me to see these people realizing what they voted for, what they supported. They supported everything that they claim that they're against when it comes to Trump, but yet they're supporting a party that is overtly authoritarian, overtly fascist, overtly does not care about the laws of the land, don't give a damn about holding elections, don't give a damn about any of that. These people want to retain power no matter what. But you got all these people out here, well, vote for Biden to save democracy, right? When the person that you're advocating for people to go out and vote for to save democracy doesn't even believe in democracy. And again, I've been screaming about this for years. I was like, what are y'all talking about? Democrats don't believe in democracy. What are you talking? This is the most anti-democratic party that we've ever seen. They've contested every election they've lost since George Bush, right? Come on. You talk about election deniers. The Democrats are the OG election deniers. They've been denying elections forever. But hey, it is what it is, man. This is what y'all wanted. This is what y'all voted for. You voted for canceling democracy. Congratulations. You played yourselves. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.